Well, what do we have here? Bitcoin's price is now absolutely sent it out of the descending channel, pushing up towards new all-time highs, or roughly around $119,000. And in today's video, I want to talk about this move for Bitcoin specifically, why it is so much more important than people realize, and exactly what I'm doing right now. Now, before we get into it, guys, do not forget, you can check out that link to BTCC down below, and you can get up to $10,000 to each one of you watching this video right now. And in addition to that, you're going to get up to 40% lower trading fees, which is better than most of the exchanges you may be on now. So check out that link down below. Some absolutely fantastic stuff happening over there with BTCC. Now, looking at Bitcoin's price, though, I mean, this has been fantastic. And not only has this been great for Bitcoin, it's been great for some altcoins. We're actually starting to see some growth here in the altcoin market as they are following through. And if you look at something like Bitcoin dominance is actually holding pretty dang on well, meaning that this isn't a Bitcoin only move. No, the market in general is pumping. And that's a fantastic feeling because for many of us in the crypto market, we do hold altcoins. And the fact that we've not been seeing our altcoins see any growth whatsoever as Bitcoin's price was pumping, it gets a little frustrating. But the fact that the alts are being included in this, it does feel very good. And they do have a lot of room for recovery, but it is a great feeling nonetheless. Now, focusing specifically on Bitcoin, though, I don't want to go as far as to say that we called it, right? I don't want to say that we called that this pump was going to happen, but we absolutely positively knew that we were going to see some sort of big move here soon. Just 2 days ago, I put a video out on the channel. It said, "Crypto alert, it's almost here, get ready." And what I was talking about was the fact that Bitcoin had two interlapping structures that were going to force it to make a move within the next day or two. I said, guys, within the next 24 to 48 hours, I expect a very large move from Bitcoin, either downwards or upwards. And we put plans in place for exactly how we would capitalize on it. And less than 48 hours later, Bitcoin has now made that move. And I just want to first and foremost say congratulations to those of you who executed on the game plan just over the last couple of days, but also congratulations to those of you who stuck out these moments, right? When Bitcoin fell down to 100,000 or when it fell down to 99,000 and everybody was screaming that the run was over. When you and I jumped in and we were scooping these lows and we were making these purchases, we were going against the crowd, going against the grain and buying in that fear. And so if you were a part of that, as many of you were, I mean, I read the comments, congratulations. Now you can kind of see how it feels when you can execute it correctly, when you can buy the lows and actually sell the highs and not do it backwards, okay? But again, I'm not trying to say that to brag. I really just do want to bring a little praise to you guys because it gets tough, it gets rough, it gets hard sometimes, but you guys stuck it out here with me. Congratulations to you. So let's talk about what's happening now though, okay? Because again, Bitcoin's price has now officially broken out. I mean, there's no question about this. This is a breakout and many people are wondering, I mean, is it going to keep going up? What should we be doing now? Is it too late to buy? And I want to answer all of those questions for you, okay? So at this given point, Bitcoin has now officially done two very important things. The first thing that it did was break the descending channel, which opens up the door for a continuation move of the previous move that it made. Now, some people are going as far as to say that this was a bull flag and that the way in which you can determine how far upwards we're going to go is by taking the depth of that bull flag and applying it upwards. That will give Bitcoin a breakout point at $165,000. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say that that cannot happen, but I'm going to go ahead and say that in this move we're in right now, it's probably not going to happen. I don't think this move right now is going to take us to $165,000. Quite frankly, I don't even think it's going to take us to $140,000. And the reason that I say that is because this move is already extremely overextended. I mean, you got to think about it. Your daily RSI is already creeping into overbought territory. Your Bollinger Bands on the daily charts are now officially overextended. And if it can load, yeah, we're outside of the Bollinger Bands right now, which historically almost every time we end up outside these Bollinger Bands, we go back within them, meaning we'll either go sideways or a little bit down from here at some point soon. If you go look at your liquidations, we have wiped almost all of the short traders out the market with very little being in front of us, only 1.6 billion between here and 131,000. I mean, there's not much like the likelihood when you combine all of these metrics and indicators together that we just send it up to 150K, it's just very low. I mean, I think that's less than 10%. Now, am I saying that Bitcoin can't do this, right? Push up to say 121, come back down, maybe find some support and work its way up there over time? No, of course it can do this, but I don't think that we're just sending it straight up to 160. And so with that in mind, I don't think it's the greatest idea to be doing huge open long trades right now and buying big right now. I just don't don't think it's a great idea. Not when you've had all of these opportunities back here. Not when you've had all of these opportunities back here. I wouldn't be joining this crowd. This crowd of people, the $22 billion worth of liquidations below us, I wouldn't be joining that because I know these market manipulators, these lizard people are licking their eyeballs thinking, okay, we got $22 billion worth of liquidations below us. Maybe we do let this bad boy start cooling down, pull back, and so we can start to get some of these people who are FOMOing in right now. So to answer the first question, I'm saying a lot. No, I don't think this run we're in right now is taking us up to 150. I don't even really think it's taking us up to 138. I think the best case scenario is it gets us up to the 1.618 Fibonacci extension zone at $121,000. Now, speaking of the Fibonacci extension zone, I do want to say, listen, when Bitcoin's price fell back towards these lower levels, we were talking about the fact that we thought Bitcoin would hit this 1.272 Fib extension at $116,000, and many people were skeptical of it. And so now you see, like, these Fibonacci extension levels aren't just make-believe numbers. No, these are great price targets, and we've officially reached one, which is fantastic. And the reason I say that is it does pivot me into my next point, which is not only do I think that it's not a great time to be opening up big long trades, especially high leverage long trades or doing big buys right now. I also do think that it is probably a great time to take a little bit of profit off the table. I mean, many of you here on the channel, again, we're scooping these lows with me. We're buying at 104, 100,000. You're buying at 99,000. We bought this huge dip. We were buying at 78K and 79K and 87K, right? Many of you are buying there. Also, many of you were buying at some of these previous highs, right? Many of you entered into November and December and have average costs on Bitcoin at $100,000. And if that is the case, I mean, that means you're looking at gainers of over 18 to 30, 40%, depending on where you bought it at. And so if you're sitting up anywhere from 18, 30, 40%, and you're not like a forever holder of Bitcoin, yeah, I actually think taking a little profit off the table for Bitcoin makes a ton of sense. And that is actually what I personally did today. Now, I didn't take some profits off of Bitcoin because I don't believe that Bitcoin's going to go up. It's actually quite the contrary. I've been one of the very few people here on YouTube saying, while Bitcoin was in this descending channel, that I think there's a higher likelihood, that there's a higher chance that Bitcoin does break upwards and it does continue to try to make this run up towards 120K plus. I've been one of the few people saying that, right? So I'm not trying to say I don't think Bitcoin has room to go up. I'm quite simply just trying to say a part of my strategy is to buy when things are not good and sell when things are good. And whenever we go look at something like, I mean, the crypto fear and greed, like you can see how things are shaping out. This shouldn't even be updated yet. And we're already in 72. We're already in greed. Guys, we're going to be in extreme greed extremely soon. And so knowing that Bitcoin's price has pushed up towards our Fibonacci extension zone, we're seeing, of course, their RSI getting overextended. We're seeing the Bollinger Bands overextended. We're seeing all of these liquidations jump in, and we're seeing the market in greed or extreme greed. It makes a lot of sense that now would be a fantastic time to start taking profits off the table, which is exactly what I've done. I actually did my biggest take profit today than I've done this entire year. And it's simply just because my average cost on Bitcoin is $33,500. I'm up a couple hundred percentages. Bitcoin is at all-time highs, and we're entering into extreme greed. This is a textbook example of when a good time to take profit is. And listen, sure, maybe Bitcoin's price does keep running. We aren't seeing, we're not seeing bearish divergence yet on the daily RSI, so maybe Bitcoin does keep running. Maybe it hits 121. Maybe it hits 125. Great. I'm not going to be regretful that I took profit at 118. I'm going to be excited that I get to take more profit at higher levels. I'm not selling my entire portfolio right here, guys. I'm selling small percentages of my portfolio at a time in order to compound those profits and compound those gains. In the worst case scenario is that Bitcoin's price does crash and I can reinvest some of those profits back into those positions at lower levels, okay? And so my strategy right now is not to be going super long. It's not to be doing big buys. I'm actually doing quite the opposite. I'm taking a good bit of profit off the table. I'm putting that cash aside. I'm putting some aside for taxes, for capital gains, because I am up a couple 100%. I'm putting some aside for fun money that I can go spend when I go on vacation. I'm putting some aside to rotate back into Bitcoin. I'm putting some aside to rotate into these altcoins. Listen, although alts are doing okay right now, they're not doing fantastic. Listen, ETH is just breaking out of this decision-making zone. Solana is still down a little bit. Swee's price is doing okay, but it's still stuck down here. Alts haven't even really shifted yet. And so what I'd like to do is take some of these gains off the table that I made here, and I'd like to shift some of those gains back into my alts and start getting ready to capitalize on gains from my altcoin holdings as well. And so that's kind of my position, and that's what I'm doing right now. And it wouldn't shock me if we do see this market start to slow down again. Remember, look at your Bollinger Bands. Every time that we get outside we have an entire candle outside the Bollinger Bands, we usually do pull back at some point. I mean, look, the last time this happened was right back here before this pullback. Like, I mean, and you can kind of see it. Like there are times where we'll get out of it and we'll keep going up, but it slows down. You see how this pump slowed down once we got outside of it? That's what I'm saying. I just don't think we're going to have that same rocket fuel that we're seeing right now going forward. I think it's going to have to slow down because this was a monstrous move here for Bitcoin. Okay. And so I know some of you may watch this and be like, Tyler, you're being a bear. Tyler, you're the reason the pullback will happen because you're taking profit. And so be it. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. But the truth is, everyone here on this channel who's been watching consistently for the most part, and those of you that I've talked to on Instagram or in the comment section, many of you were scooping lows, dollar cost averaging, buying on the fearful days. And so now that the tide is shifting and we're in greed, we're in extreme greed, it's a great time to take profits. And I'm not going to let those of you who are upset by that bother me, because the truth is, I want to say congratulations to any of you who are locking in profit right now, because it's well earned and it was very hard to get. Like the profits we're in right now were very difficult to get. And I'm proud of those of you who actually made it happen. So shout out to those of you who have stuck through with me. Happy all-time highs. And I hope you guys are absolutely enjoying what could be the start of another beautiful run. And before we do wrap it up, I do want to let you guys know, if you do want some extra updates from me throughout the weekend, I am going to be going on a trip from now to Tuesday, but I am going to be posting vids here, but I'm going to be posting still videos over on Instagram. So feel free to follow me at TylerHillYT_. And you can see I do a whole bunch of updates on Bitcoin and all the altcoins. And lastly, guys, I wanted to show you something. If you do want to check it out, let me get this pulled up for you. If you do want to check it out, you can check out DFlow. This is another company that I partnered with. It's a super exchange. And what they do is they combine decentralized, centralized exchanges, mesh them into one to give you the best prices, the lowest fees. I mean, absolutely fantastic stuff. In addition to that, you can also trade futures on it. So what's cool about it is you could go from the high risk arena and start trading these meme coins and just flip over to investing into Bitcoin, then flip over to doing futures trading all in one place without needing to go cross platform. I've never seen anything like it. And I do have the link to that down below as well if you want to check it out. But all in all, of course, I hope you guys have been having an absolutely fantastic time watching these all-time highs come in, and hopefully there's more to come. So overall, I hope you guys have a good one, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.